Hello, this is an Interstellar Radio with Ivan Teller. This is an interview. This is the theory of everything. Kind of bypassing blog talk. So just go into the interview process and welcome our mystery guest. Mystery guest, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello.
Thank you for having me here on your show again.
Thank you for being here. Oh, how do you want to?
Thank you.
How do you want to be identified?
I'll introduce myself as I have many faces, but on Earth now, Daria from Norway. Easy peasy.
Okay. So, your connection to Astral. What is it that you? A lot of people are curious about Astral. How do you see Astral? What is your connection?
Space. Totally space. Astral for me is space. Travel in time or no time, in consciousness. Usually you use consciousness to travel in. You have form or non-form or experiences there as well. You have your true identity revealed most of the time in Astral. It's like being in on the airport, basically. I don't know. You see plenty of travelers going everywhere. They ask you questions to your journeys, your experiences on different worlds or realities, or they just want to go up in ranks, and they basically travel in space. That's Astral for me. The place you go where you sleep, when you sleep.
Well, I see that you can fly, you can appear, disappear. You can pretty much do anything you want, almost.
Absolutely. If your mind here in your human body is capable of knowing these things, that you can do it, your abilities expand there, so to say, because we are the creator minds. And if your astral body flies around and you don't think you can do anything in your human body, you basically can see that in astral too.
Okay.
So you have to inspire them or show them timelines where they open their consciousness more, and they know they can do be more than what they are, basically.
Yeah.
So yes.
Cool. Yeah, it's how do you perceive when you're talking about, as some people call, like, heaven? What is? I mean, you see it as astral, right? How would you explain that to people?
Okay, because there's a long story there. I tried to make it short,
Sure.
But I go to some beings that are higher beings or more. How do you say? They have much more knowledge, or are, you can call them elders here in the universe. They are actually, they laugh of the idea heaven, and I even terrify beings in astral that I say that I trap them in heaven, and they get scared because they know that the structure isn't actually what we fantasize heaven. There's a version of our heaven, and the real heaven that is made by some Archon leaders that try to trap our consciousness inside of a matrix heaven. If you actually go there, there's the things we talk about, but we haven't expanded the idea in what heaven exactly is. For some, there might be 40 virgins waiting for them that everybody has had. And for some, heaven is a place where you go and rest. But what do you do when you're resting? You do nothing. And the idea is, if you think logically, it's not peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it is. It's the idea is they make heaven, it's a place where you go where you meet God or Jesus, but I don't know. That's old school, new age something. I don't know.
Well, like when people, what your perception of when people die, where do they go, or what do you would say? Yeah.
I say when people die, they transition, and sometimes before they die, so they appear in Astral. Yeah. Before they die. I go to them often, and then I ask them if they want to see. I'm saying, now you're here, come, let's see. And they just continue on their journey from the Astral, because you have also soul contracts or fulfillments in Astral. So they can be asked if they want to see themselves die, which is quite awesome, I think. So they can experience their own death, and they can also appear as beings from Astral and greet themselves what you could call the light. So there's no time there, which you have to understand, that you can travel in time, in space, if you're allowed to, that is.
So in Astral, though, there's a positive and a dark side of it, right? But
there's a...
Is it separated, or is it, how does that?
I don't know. I don't know. The positive and negative is like a human idea of it, but I have seen negative blend in as positive, and they're super positive on Earth and super positive in Astral. So you can kind of get confused, and they basically want your soul contract and can follow you for many lifetimes, and you finally befriend them. And then they get what they want, because they see the timelines in the future if they travel. Some people don't do that because they, what you can call, trust God. And they're like, yeah, I give everything up to my angels and God. So they don't actually know the games that go on in Astral, because it is a game field, I would say. And it's a master manipulation that has been going on as long as this universe has existed, because that game was created in several universes back in time, I would say.
Yeah, because you would think, I don't know, how would you see this? Like, is this like the extreme, or one of the extreme universes? Maybe not totally extreme, as for being complicated.
It's kind of, it is like twisted and upside down, and flipped and reversed and put in a cuckoo nest. I think it is. I know that I'm a 3D here, but I don't feel at home in a 3D environment. My mind is always escaping the 3D reality, and my head is basically almost all the time in Astral, having conversation with beings, with spirits, aliens, and such. Not as much human interaction. I do feel it is funny though, because people are not aware of themselves in this environment and why they are here.
Yeah.
So
everything's backwards or upside down or all over the place.
Yeah. But they continue their day routines like everybody else. But they should have more fun though, because you will come out of here, I mean, alive, basically. Or even much more alive if you actually tend to seize the moments and your life. Expand more.
Well, yeah, coming into this world is like the backwards world because we don't know what to believe. So I don't know. What's your perception of that? Of this?
Well, when I came here, they tried to stop me from coming here, which is quite natural. Some would call it manipulation. And I had to come what I call the backlog, which I pretended that I was dead, because you can travel in time and no time. And I went to the moment of my entrance on Earth when I died, which is in the future for people that are on the linear time, right? And then I went into the light, you can call, because you have to experience that, the Archon light, I will call it, when you are greeted and then this God or Savior appears, right? Which is in the program. And I went through that, and I didn't actually live this life yet. And so he tried to manipulate me several times, using my son's voice, my mother, my father, that I should create a new world better together. And we are here as one, and let's see, you could save this person if you want to incarnate once again, he said. And that's the manipulation. It's like Astral, but not. It's like a matrix, like a thin layer of a program that is above our natural flow of incarnation cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that your question was
how do you perceive this world? How do you because we don't know what to believe half the time. You know what I mean? Everything's all over the place.
How we perceive this world from Astral, or from where?
Well,
from
how do you perceive it?
I see it as a baby. Sometimes that is under evolution, and sometimes I see it as a master weapon, as a huge master weapon that is created with a brilliant mind.
Well, when you say master weapon, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because as I have memories from several universes back, and to remember this Gaia, what is about, you had a song or a completed story about this place here. Mm-hmm. And the master weapon is to actually draw in beings that are what we perceive as negative and positive, which has all the karmic bonds. And because it was a huge mix up and it almost went to explosion of everything, like completely darkness. And this Gaia had to come out and reveal and heal everything from out this darkness, so it could heal every corner of the universe, basically, because this master weapon that I see from other universes is actually a story that is told there, and the story that is told in the other universes has an end, which you people haven't heard about, but I can remember the end of that story, and it's completed, and it wouldn't happen if that story wasn't completed. So basically, would mean that Gaia will end all the manipulation, all the layers of lies, all the energetical negative bonds we have with other beings that end up in negative timelines and self-destruction. which the Archons tried to put on Gaia at the time, where they had to be negative, had to have the negative influences.
One second. Keep going. Hold on for a second.
Yeah. So there's a beautiful story about Gaia in other universes. I can't go on. Sorry, pause. It's like talking to myself here.
An interruption.
Yeah, I couldn't talk myself because it feels like I'm talking to myself.
I wasn't expecting it. I have anyway. With when you say like the Earth is used as a weapon, it feels like, you know, we're here to help other worlds that are highly advanced, but we're helping them evolve. You know, we're helping, you know, Palladians, whatever, you know, because they're at a higher level, but they're not learning like we are. So we're kind of, I want to use the word forcing them to learn, but we're helping them advance their civilization too. If that makes sense.
Of course. As I see, I often ask my friends or acquaintances, what do you think? Did the computer exist before this universe existed? I try to put that thing in their mind, like they have to ask themselves, is it possible that there was a computer before this universe even existed? And my answer is, what do you think, Ivan?
Was there a computer? I don't know. I would not think so. It kind of had to be created for us to figure things out. You know, you say at a lower level. I think there were different. I mean, I say like an organic computer or just consciousness. You know.
Yeah, but that is what we also call the Archons, organic computers. That you can call us ourselves also organic computers. We do tend to expand in a different rhythm, an algorithm, or you know that. My answer to that question would definitely be yes. There was computers before this universe existed. There were computers on other universes and realities that has existed trillions years before this universe even started to blow out. What? So why, you can ask yourself, in this huge game, why did we come here to the lowest frequencies and start all over again? What is the purpose of learning here?
Well, actually, is learning faster. That's not all of it, but it's part of it. It's speeding things up, but it's got to be more to it than that. But not.
It's if you are an advanced being, say you are trillions of years ahead or millions, billions years ahead in technology, what wouldn't you use? The old stuff. You wouldn't use the old stuff like the Amish people use. You understand what I mean? The horses. That's what the aliens look at us. They're like, oh my God. They just, even cancer, reptilians say that I scare them with I had a positive tumor, but I had I even went in Astral and scared a reptilian with that. And he said, don't show me the ancient sickness. That's nasty. He was afraid of the cancer because on their planets, they call cancer ancient disease, right? They, for a long time, have figured out what we can do to eliminate that out of their program. They don't even see that anymore. So when this tumor stuff that comes out, that's ancient to them. So the good thing is, if you want to manipulate somebody, like higher, I mean, higher tech, with higher technology, you use the old stuff again, because they have surpassed so much of the technologies. If you use the old one, they have to figure out how the old one was again.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come back again and experience things they actually forgot and
Yeah, that they missed. Or, well, another thing is,
missed, right?
well, like those that are, super, beings that are very powerful. They come here to handle, you could say, stress, handle, the little things in life that many of the higher evolved beings have forgotten. So you can say you come here to get the crap beat out of them in some ways, but it can be very small things. But somebody can take a small problem and blow up into a big problem. Happens a lot.
Of course, you have like karmic bonds with people too, and you ask them to come, and because you want to go, like for you and I, Ivan, like if we had an argument, all right,
Mm-hmm.
say somewhere in the universe, and we ended up on Earth, we tried to figure it out here because it's easy to do it here, and then I want to go somewhere else in the universe, and you want to do that too because you want to expand on your own, because there's nothing like being together forever. There's nothing, there's that's a human thing, right?
Yeah.
But we want to be on our own forever. To try to expand our consciousness. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like if we had a karmic,
mm-hmm.
we had a karmic bond, say, and we had to, you couldn't go anywhere. Suddenly I started to think of the fight we had, and then boom, I ended up where you are in that universe. And then we started to argue again about something else there, and the karmic bonds start to expand, and then we have to start to try to kill in Astral to see who of one dies, so we can have peace of mind. That's what happens to the negative beings. They could be positive beings once in a time, but then they had karmic bonds with so many people, they start to give a shit, sorry for saying that, because they want to be free from others. But they can't. They have so many karmic bonds, they can't even go somewhere. So the only way to free themselves from their karmic bonds is through manipulation. And you have like grand manipulation in Astral. It hasn't even started. The games that goes on there, they're more, they go through dimensions. They don't even go through 3D, like having a dialogue or monologue. They just, there is a game like through the floors, right? So many floors. And you have to use your mind. Where did it start? How did this start? So you have to go back in time. And fix it.
Well, yeah, like people that are, for example, that you're always like family, and you might not always get along with your family, and a lot of that is like what you're saying, karma. You didn't get along somewhere else, so you're coming here to sort it out. Not to say it has to be perfect, but you're making peace with each other in some ways. That's what it seems like. Or friends, for that matter. Come here to
and often it's best to actually, what is your friend, who is your neighbor, who's your mother, who's your father? Ask these questions because they are important. What I did ask them questions. I didn't, it's my family, so we're close, right? There are family members that isn't close in Astral at all, but you have a specific mission somewhere and they want to come near you as possible. Or there is a different reason, like healing or love or just nurturing or whatever. There's different versions why you are where you have this family in the first place.
Yeah, even family members that you don't talk to, or friends that you, or acquaintances, those that you work with, it's all interconnected from other universes, or this universe.
And you know everybody quite well. I have even passed people on the street. I know them in Astral. I just when they pass me, I instantly connect the conversation we had in Astral. We were talking. We looked a little bit different, but then she just passed me on the street, wouldn't say even hi because she doesn't remember. She goes into this collective amnesia. Yeah. She doesn't. I don't have the collective amnesia, but she passes me, and I'm like, I can even say hi, because she would think I'm strange, right? She'd just say hi to me, right? But we know each other in Astral. That's the thing here. We don't think we do because there's so many people for our 3D program to hold on to here. We think our family is enough, but what we do in Astral, we know plenty of beings by names, shapes and colors, everything.
Yeah, it's when you start thinking about your personal relationships or partnerships, and you look at it differently, you probably get some kind of download of because like a girl that tried to connect with me in middle school, and I don't know, either I wasn't meant to connect with her, but I know I got a glimpse of her being like reptilians. Is like, here, we're going to take her and sacrifice her. And I was like, yeah, sure, you can have her. She's a pain in the ass. Something like that. Jeez. So anyway.
I have like this stuff when I go out, and I'm single, by the way, and I tend to be that way. Mm-hmm. When I we meet guys, I see what they are in Astral and what our conversation is. And sometimes when I don't see anything and it's being blocked, I tend to withdraw myself from it. Yeah. Or sometimes it's just showing too much. They have given up their codes to somebody. There's natural way of doing that in Astral. Everybody has given their codes to somebody there. Mm-hmm. So for me, that has given away their codes, it's actually easy for me to go in their energetic field and read them. So when a person comes to me, I just instantly read them. Mm-hmm. And I have a download to my subconscious minds of them, and I have memories of them. Yeah. I haven't even met them, but I have their memories, right? Yes. Of them, of their environment. I see them from a bird perspective sometimes. I see them as viewed from others' eyes or from a cloud reality. Mm-hmm. That's basically how I see them. And basically, astrally in space also. Astrally for me is basically a dark environment when they talk in a dark environment. Mm-hmm. That's how I figure that is Astral. Yeah, because there's no background. There's no background. There might be showing a planet behind, but that's basically Astral. I don't know how you see it.
Yeah, I don't.
Astral.
Astral. Yeah, I see it like like you say, space. I see it different colors. I see it. You can visualize. Different places like Rome. You go to different worlds. It's funny. Yeah. It feels like a lot of us we're kind of like focusing on this galaxy or this solar system. We don't really expand out universe wise in this one. It's like here we're all having the fun here, I guess. I guess it depends on how you look at it. The rest of the universe isn't really. In some ways, it feels like it's closed off. In some ways, it's like you guys can have your fun. Something like that is what I'm getting. I don't know if you see it that way or not that bad.
I see it. I can see it that way too. And I
Somewhat.
see, I see also when you talk to people, I see our conversation, but there's a black background. That's basically astral. And then when we talk about a world or something, it appears in the background of that person or the conversation, or the experience. It just moves to an experience or a place or a situation or something.
Yeah,
Or
because
no, or an auditive experience, or it can be olfactory experience, everything basically.
yeah, because the way I see, well, change the subject a little bit. I see Mother Earth as like a kid, like maybe 4 or 5, 6 years old. You know, like she's learning from all of us. You know, it's like you want maybe she's you can think of it, she's like, or look at her as a teenager dating all the bad guys. You know, if of course it's
I
all,
love the idea.
you know, it's like she's just welcoming everybody. You know,
Yeah, because that's the thing. She's a master weapon. You just can't. She's indestructible. That's the
definitely.
story of her.
Yeah,
Indestructible. They tried many times. Tried to blow her up. Tried this. Try
yes,
that.
yes,
You just can't do it. Change dimension. She has even been dislocated many times. Like
yeah.
travel there. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like you can't. There are so many beings that have tried. I mean,
Yeah.
huge, what we call in our perspective, gods. Tried, failed, tried, failed. You can do it. She knows what she's doing. She's just so good at it. And as a kid, showing the adults, hello, what's
Yeah,
going on?
yeah, yeah.
That's a punch right in the face.
It is. I mean, I also see her as like a younger soul too, but obviously very advanced, you know. So she's learning from all of us. Here, try to kick my ass. And so she's been, abused by everybody. Some people talk about, and that's another reason why domestic abuse and all of that happens to women and men. But, that's what she's going through, but you said at a higher level. So,
And she asked them to do that too. And in the other, in one of universe, she's pictured as a doll,
yeah.
and a destroyed doll. The doll has bruises and cuts everywhere. But there's a story of this doll too, right?
Yeah.
So you go from, but it's a cool story. It is.
It is
There are heroes and anti-heroes. Everybody's in the game. You know, you couldn't even enter this universe if you weren't part of the game. You actually, when I went in other universe and I had a conversation in that universe, Astral, and people started to disappear right in the conversation I had with them. And I'm like, what the hell? They're disappearing from my conversation. And why it happened? They said yes to come and join this completed story of Gaia, which we are here. Actually, if you see, that's the one version of the trillion versions of being in this side of this crazy universe.
Yeah, makes sense. Jeez. Yeah, because I keep getting visions of her as a kid. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just kind of like a time bomb. You come mess with this and see what you're getting.
I also see her as a Mandelbrot in other universes, and I see there's gods in the other universe. It's a stand when the Mandelbrots are on a pulpit or whatever you can call it, and there's a mother Mandelbrot, and Mandelbrot is a huge thing that looks like fractals. And if you zoom in, there's the same fractals, and if you zoom in, there are same fractals. I see there. That's in another universe, of course. And she was lighting up, and if you had a dark energies and you touched the Mandelbrot, it got dark for a while.
Mhm.
And then there was a Archon that thought if he touched, because he was so powerful and dark, that he when he touched the Mandelbrot, he went dark forever. So he touched it, and it changed him. But like the Mandelbrot get dark for a while, and he was like happy, and I was like, yeah, I changed the universe, and it's not never going to heal. It died, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't. It just started to appear again and appear again.
Mhm.
So even if you think you have destroyed Gaia, like he thought he did,
Mhm.
it just started to light up again. It
Wow.
couldn't be put out. Like you put out a fire,
Mhm.
you just can't do it. You just
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah, amazing. Well, yeah, like in Astral, like you were saying, light and dark are mixed together instead of just all.
You are light and dark. I am.
Yeah.
The people that are listening to it, you can choose
Everybody,
to
yeah.
be light and dark. Like who, if somebody said, "Are you a light being, light worker?" I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't want to hear that. So I'm a light worker. So I'm so light. I don't have time or energy for dark being. So
Mhm.
go away. And who am I then? I'm a dark being who says no to heal others, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to do whatever that is, even if it's good or bad. Just
Mhm.
go on and live your life. You have to do it anyway. So
Yeah, because so many in the light, they say, "Oh, we're positive, and that's all we are, only positive." It's like that's also darkness can do the same thing. Oh, I'm positive, and actually ends up being
yeah,
so. It's like
yeah, exactly.
you gotta be careful with all that. So it's like when you say you're only positive, that's another way for darkness to come in and compromise you basically. So,
Yeah, I just don't think if you're okay, you feel you're doing a good deed, right? Okay,
Mhm.
bravo, you did something bad, and then you get all like you shout on yourself in your head, like how can you live with yourself now? Just
Mhm.
don't, just live your life. Just take it easy. Go on. Be okay. Be good to yourself. That's the main thing you are here. Self-love.
Yeah.
Do
Like
that shit.
accepts
Yeah.
you for who. No, don't try. Yeah, because a lot of people, I believe, try to be very positive. Oh, I'm always light. Well, send love. Send love. It's like, just be yourself.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Exactly.
It's like, do that to yourself. Like, why is me? Why you wanna love me so much? Just love yourself. Like, people are saying, oh, you look so beautiful. No, you look beautiful. Like,
Well,
say that to yourself. Like, there's in Norwegian here, there's a saying, janteloven. It's a law that you shouldn't be better. That's unwritten law, right? That people use. But you can see it in the structure of Norwegians here. That you can, if I say, oh, I look good and I did something good, like, no, you can't say that about yourself. You have to wait for somebody else to say that. Like, no. It's self-love is to be in this acknowledgement that you can do something good and you own it, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But this unwritten law says like you can't be better than anyone else. Like you don't think you are anything. That's really crazy. But people do put that in their realities.
Yeah. Well, it's
Even
part of
if,
self-love. Yeah.
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 So
Because
break out of that.
well, some are sending like, I'll send love, but do you send love to yourself? It's like it's easy to send love to a dark being, but what's going on with you? Are you? I guess it's so easy for some to send love to everyone, but is there any self-love within? So.
Yeah, because people are like, okay, you are on Earth, right? People say that to themselves. I'm on Earth and I'm going to heal this Earth.
Yes.
I'm going to save this world.
Yes.
This world didn't want that. It said, you can come here, save yourself. Love yourself. This world doesn't need to be saved. It needs to be loved. And by that, you have to just find a timeline where you just completely love yourself for now and ever. And then you have saved everyone, because everybody is going to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So if everybody continue doing that, it's saved the world, right?
Yeah.
So save yourself.
Yeah.
Quit thinking about everybody else. Be more egoistic.
Yeah.
Actually,
in
this case.
Yeah. They have all these superheroes that are saving the world. Superman and, all these characters, like, it's, come on. They're all waiting for a savior. What about you saving yourself instead? So, I guess that's...
Yeah, and we need heroes, we think.
We think, yeah. Because we're giving our power away. Also.
Well, we do that when we don't even know when we're doing it.
Yeah.
So, but I think we're covered up anyways. So, I don't know. I think the best way to go to Astral is during your sleep. You don't even know you have been there because of the collective amnesia. But what I did was I asked my guides if they could open the blockages or whatever that blocked the visuals, the energy, the experience I had from Astral. I said, you have to unblock that because I want to know. I want me here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I want to be that person that wants to know. And then this reality started to change. I had some bad stuff coming up, but I didn't dodge the process like I think many will. Because when you activate that, because you have to activate that, you're gonna meet some bad stuff on your way, because it is created that way, so you go back to this reality and close yourself again.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say, no, I'm going to do it full speed, doesn't even matter, the roof can fall down on me, literally. And then you just go through the whole process, and suddenly you just get the information in from every corner. Like, everything is in synchronicity sometimes. You can wake up and you had a dream. Dreams are so important, like, for real. Mm-hmm. They do tell you about what's going on in Astral, and what your current situation is in life. Some people don't like to dream, so they smoke or do drugs or drink before they do that. They have issues in Astral also. They go in lower Astral sometimes when they're asleep. So they tend to want to have break from that. So many people are smoking marijuana to get rid of that, but you kind of have to go through it anyway. So my opinion would be just don't smoke marijuana, because when you are free from that, you have more visuals of what's going on in the process from the Astral. I've seen so many people that are, nothing wrong against that or anything, but there's, I think there are soul contracts here.
Mm-hmm.
That if you smoke, you kind of surpasses the things you have to do in Astral really quick. And then you have like entities that follows you and use your eyes, or they co-experience with you because of the soul contracts when you smoke marijuana. Basically see serious people, beings from Sirius that go around you when you smoke. and then you woke up and you don't have any memories of your dream.
Interesting. Well, yeah, go ahead if you have anything else.
So, contra when you go in lower astrals, when you don't smoke, you tend to have more vivid memories, lucid memories. You tend to process the frequencies better in this reality. And then slowly, when you get everything, the blockages away, the frequencies are stabilizing with the help with your guides. And because of your intention and awareness that you want to change into knowing more from the astral, then this dimension you are in starts to change the reality. And you kind of have, feeling that you are high naturally. Mm-hmm. And that's what the aliens are talking about, and the energies. They're talking about that you can do this to your reality. And I have actually did that. I know because I have tried and smoked before, and then I know the differences. And the differences is huge. It is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
that's helpful. For sure.
Maybe. And yeah.
This came up as we were talking about, like in relationships, or a relationship that you don't want. You can have somebody that claims to be a light worker, or just put that out there, but actually attacks you in astral. It's like, hey, you're not listening to me in the physical reality. So they come after you in astral and try to pull you into their dark world. There's no reason why somebody comes up to mind. So, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I can see that happen when you kind of have an agreement on timelines. Like, okay, we can do this relationship. Mm-hmm. I want to be on that timeline with you, but you have to cooperate with me, right? Mm-hmm. So it starts to be a game for that one that wants to be on the timeline, and that person knows that it can be on that timeline if it interacts with the girl or the boy or whatever. And it has to have could be a sexual way in, because it's a way through your soul or to your planet or your universe is through this soul contracts. And it starts to manipulate you, and if you're not agreeing suddenly in the life, it can attack you in astral.
Yeah. Interesting. We're about to wrap up. What is your view on Archons? How do you, for those that don't understand?
Okay, so I can say, who do you want to be in life? You want to be the person that looks at a positive and negative? That's what the Archon wanted you to do. They wanted to create a field, the matrix, that you can enter and reincarnate and incarnate again and again and again until you understand this process. Or you can say the Archons are like beings that other beings call higher, evolution, in technology, how do you call it? They are advanced beings in the universe. They have specific codes. They can travel and use different type of ranking manipulations. So there's a game going on here, right? Mm-hmm. So what people see Archons is master manipulators, basically. But there are so many beings here that actually want to be Archons. So they write soul contracts with them, and they expand. They start to create more. They appear on television. Archons can make you be the best version of you. It's like putting a high processor in your mind and then go to every corner of your abilities to see what you are able to create out of being you in your soul, and what your experience have been in all of what you have been like in the universes, and then use that to expand more. So like creating like creator branches. So people want to be Archons, but they are also afraid of them because of their bad reputation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But they have a bad reputation to keep. They want that.
Yeah, they don't want you to incarnate with them, right? They want you to stay out of their. Well, if they don't want to make it easy, it seems. Let's put it that way.
But they put the Archon incarnation here.
Yeah.
With the manipulation that you can choose, right?
Yeah.
You can choose. If you choose to expand your awareness and consciousness more, you can be like them. And if you're not, that will lead to self-destruction, right? Because it goes both ways. It goes what you can expand to the billion of like every corner of the small particles in your brain, or you can be the 3D person that always goes around, talks negative shit about himself, goes to self-destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And they gain points by that somehow.
Yeah. Yes, I see that. Some go into suicide and somehow gain a higher power, but it's
it's
negative.
because it's for them, for Archons, they love games. Mm-hmm. Games are the thing. They if you have an Archon on your being, is basically because you have also been good at games. Mm-hmm. And they detected that and feel like you can be competitive or at their side or whatever. There's always a reason. And I don't see them as negative, but they can be tricky. Mm-hmm. Like if you are not tricky back.
Yeah. And well, I see like somebody commits suicide, they kind of go, if you want to call it a negative, but they feel like they can advance faster that way. If that makes sense.
Yes, because they can take off. If you take suicide, you give up your vessel. You give up your soul contracts, basically. Mm-hmm. And if you have an Archon on your timeline, soul contracts, basically it takes over. It's like checkmate, basically. So that's a good thing for them. If you take suicide, it's like what I write in my book, a broken ribbon. Yeah. I can sometimes see people as a broken ribbon, and they haven't committed suicide yet. Mm-hmm. Not even in this life, but they can incarnate later, and they have that broken ribbon. And I can see a broken ribbon in their energetic field, and I'm like, I wonder why. And then I see they drown themselves in a future life, like 2047 or something. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. So, they will test you, but you are ready for that test. You came here and you're ready. Mm-hmm. You're more than ready. Just wake up a bit. Ask from your guides, like, yes, I want to know more. I want to take away the blockages, like be the most optimal version of you. Like, I asked for it. It wouldn't happen if I didn't ask for it. Mm-hmm. You probably asked for it too, didn't you?
Probably. Jeez. Probably. Well, to go back to because to go back to the suicide thing, feels like when they take that contract, the contracts are all given to somebody else. So basically, somebody else is kind of ruling you now. And so when you reincarnate, you're kind of possessed in some ways. It's like you're on a different time or, different deal going on. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So just an example of suicide here. There have like my acquaintance here. Her husband took suicide. Mm-hmm. In Astral, he was told that suicide would lead that she would have insurance money and she would have a good time with the insurance money. Mm-hmm. The person that said that in Astral to him was actually her, he thought. But she had given away her codes to some other being in universe, and he traveled in time and used her vessel to engage with that interaction in Astral. So he would easier to manipulate him to take suicide. Yeah. And he thought he had a conversation with his wife in Astral. It would be a good idea. And from Astral, he was like, yeah, but I will continue on like free soul. But what happened when I connected to his suicide experience, he blew off his head. I saw him flying up. He was like, yeah, I'm free. And then he was like dragged down, pushed down to through the karmic bonds he had with her. He wasn't ready to go. Now he has to be besides her the whole life here. And also lower astral, he has now given up his soul contracts, to Archons or whatever dark beings. They can use his vessel to either try to manipulate his children, her, his friends, and now it starts to you see, one feather becomes 10 chicken or whatever. Yeah. So without the help from angels or other in universe, this would be a nasty game. Yeah. So to heal that, it's kind of you kind of have to go through many incarnations to heal one suicide.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not over yet. Mm-mm. It's not that it's easy. It's not that easy to take suicide either. You get asked 20 times in Astral, "Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Can't we do anything more for you? Are you sure? Are you sure?" And they say yes, and then they start to create that reality for you. Do you get on that timeline when you actually take suicide?
Yeah, because I think some of them think they're going to get more power, and ends up being they become ruled by somebody else. So, kind of like a Skeletor, a minion of Skeletor, you can say in some ways. Something like that.
Or expanded the eye or whatever, or something. Yeah. Some even take suicide for a clock. Like, what? For a clock? Hello. Yeah. I really wanted that clock. I haven't had a clock for ages.
That says everyone at it. Jeez. All right.
So whatever. So that, but there's little one can do for suicidal people. The broken ribbons are out there, what I call. I see them. I can see, I had a acquaintance that what can I do to make his ribbon whole again? So he can be stretchable, because it's destroyed, right? And it's foldy, and I can't do anything because he already signed the soul contracts with Gaia, soul contract with their beings. The timelines are set here and in the future, and alternative, positive and negative future timelines. So there's nothing more I can do for that person, basically.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't happened yet. What can I do? Like, put up fishing net where he will swim in 2047?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, it's just a subject that men are still trying to figure it out. So I figured bringing that up a little bit.
Yeah, Astral is also much about timelines. What you can create with timelines, your timelines, your energetical timelines. And it's such a beautiful thing to do. We love to do it we just use our time there, basically. There's no time, but we just do it. Yeah. And there's a creative process in it. And yeah, we're gods and co-gods, everybody.
Yes.
You don't have to look any more further up. There's no up, there's no down. Just be in your center of you, alignment or whatever, and explore your consciousness. That's what it is.
Yep.
Be more egoistic. Say more yes to Astral. Let it come to you. Be just happy with the start to be happy. If you're not happy now, just today is the day. Write it in your book.
Yeah, because a lot of male and female, but they say, "Oh, this is all. Oh, come on!" They're just all just. They won't. They look at all this and think it's all. They don't believe any of it. But it feels like that's part of like a reptilian way of looking at it. It's like, just stay over here.
People don't. If people don't believe in this, is because there's a saying what I use often in my days is like, don't take advice from people that haven't been abroad, which means if somebody goes and experience, they know what they're talking about. That's basically it. You will be asked in Astral. I've met people that are saying, I didn't do anything wrong. I was like so good to everybody in the whole life. And I didn't steal. I didn't take that. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. La la la. I obeyed the ways of God, whatever. And then you get this sad face like, yeah, but if you did this, you would meet this person, which would be good for your experience in life. If you stole that, you had this experience, like expand it. Come on, like, hello, get the fool out of it. Don't judge yourself. They're so afraid of the judgmental stuff, the God fair, that they stop living. They stop living. They want to live because they're afraid to be looking down at from a God that actually is themselves. From themselves, right? Yeah. That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. We'll just we're going to do a closing. You have any last words?
No, not really. Like, wash your windows, people. Wash your windows. Look out. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Connect, smile more. Say yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Life is calling, right?
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Thank you for being on. This is
thanks.
Very educational, and we'll go. In the future.
I hope it was.
Cool. Go into other subjects or go further into the astral realms as we
do that. This was an intro, like light version.
Exactly.
I try to, calm it down, because when I see a visual, I just can't explain it with few words. Just not possible. I don't use intellect much. I use my imagination more than I use my intellect, which means my vocabulary isn't that good either when I translate it in my mind, but I try. But anyway, it's downsized to a complete small intro, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is recorded on July 15, 2018. This is Interstellar Radio, and blessings, and we'll be back at a future time. Much love. Take care.